So this week I'm going to share with you an unhaul. Now, I honestly never thought I would do an unhaul. I would much rather focus on books that I enjoy rather than ones that I don't enjoy. But I had all these books here and I thought I might as well just go ahead and do an unhaul. I will be taking these books to Half Price Books, but first there are 4 that I received for free and I don't feel comfortable trying to make money off of them, so these I'm going to donate. I don't know how yet. I don't know if it's going to be to like the Goodwill or to a library. I haven't fully decided that yet. I think these are the only 4, but if I find another in the 2 giant reusable shopping bags that I have, then I will let you know those as well. But one of those books is Dearest Stalker by J.S. Scott, writing as Lane Parker. This was a free copy that J.S. Scott gave out at Book Bonanza, and I've never read any J.S. Scott, but my mom has, so I gave this to her to read when we got home, and she told me that she didn't think I would like it, so I asked her did she want it, and she said no, once was enough, so this one I'm going to be getting rid of. I don't know what this is about. I'm assuming a woman falls in love with somebody who's stalking her, but apparently not for me, and it wasn't one that I was going to get to anytime soon, so I'm going to trust my mom's opinion. The next 3 are all part of a series, and again, I'm trusting my mom's opinion that I will not like them. It's the Caselli family series, The Pretender, A Pit of Ambition, and A Blackguard's Redemption. Again, these were all books that were free at Book Bonanza. I think they came in our swag bag or something. And my mom said I'm not going to like them. I think she said they were more kind of Christian women's fiction. So, yeah. So, starting off with all of the books that I'm going to try to sell a little bit to make some money for Apollyon. First I have Hot Winter Nights by Jill Shalvis. I have not read this one. This is in her Heartbreaker Base series. I think this is the newest release in the series. And the only reason I'm getting rid of this copy is because I have this series in mass market and I found a mass market copy. So I'm going to be getting rid of the hardback. Next I have Heartland by Kimberly Stewart. This was one, I think I got it from Book Outlet. And somebody on BookTube, was it Heather at Bookables, was talking about this book as a Sweet Home Alabama type story. And that's basically what it was Sweet Home Alabama, a fashion designer in New York City, has to return to her hometown. And yeah, she returns to her hometown and like falls back in love with the guy she was in love with in high school. And like it was good. It was a good book, but honestly if I wanted to see that, if I wanted to like relive that story, I would watch Sweet Home Alabama because I think that movie was better than this book. One that I have not read and I feel a little bad about is Flamecaster, a Shattered Realms novel by Cinda Williams-Chima. I bought this off Book Outlet because she is going to be at Apollyon, but I kind of had to get a little bit serious about the books on my TBR that I was going to read, and this was just not one that I felt like I would get to any point soon. I believe it's a YA fantasy. I don't know what it's about. I don't even think it's like the beginning. I think it's the first in a spin-off series of another series, and yeah, I just didn't think I would get to it at any time, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it along so that somebody who would really enjoy it can find it. Oh, this is actually another little freebie thing that I got, and it's the Smarty Pants Romance Sampler. I don't know, like, if this is worth even giving to a library, but I may try. This is just kind of excerpts from the first round. I think it's just the first round. It might be first 2 rounds of the Smarty Pants Romance releases that Penny Reed publishes. But yeah, this is just samplers of it, so. A duet that I'm getting rid of is Bad Romeo and Broken Juliet by Lisa Raven. I read these a while ago. I should have looked up what year I read them. This is a new adult centered around theater actors and actresses. And I liked it. It was okay. It's just not something I'm ever going to read again. So again, I wanted to find a home with somebody who will really appreciate it. I have Plus One by Aletha Romig. This, I think, was a fake dating, like fake date to a wedding type story. I don't remember much about it, honestly, and it wasn't like intriguing enough for me to pick up the rest of the series. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. At one point, I wanted to collect all of the Misadventure series, but there's just too many of them at this point, and I've kind of got over the feeling of it, so I am going to actually pass along all of the Misadventures books that I did find. So what I have is Misadventures of the First Daughter, which was by Meredith Wild and Mia Michelle, which was the president's daughter and her security guard. I actually really liked that one. It was super good. Another one I liked was Misadventures on the Night Shift by Lauren Rowe. This was the night shift desk worker and a celebrity who was staying at the hotel in secret. Misadventures of a Curvy Girl by Sierra Simone. This was I think she was a photographer, maybe a journalist, I don't know. Anyway, she ends up stranded in this small town doing a story on these two farmers. I have Misadventures with a Professor, also by Sierra Simone. This one was one where a girl went to England, I think, to like help out a professor that her dad knows, and it ended up being this guy that she wanted to hook up with. Misadventures of a College Girl by Lauren Rowe, where a freshman heroine kind of enlists the help of a guy that she meets at a party to lose her virginity. Misadventures with the Boss by Kendall Ryan, where she hooks up with a blind date and then then finds out that he's her new boss. Misadventures on the Rebound by Lauren Rowe. The heroine is on her way to her high school class reunion, and she doesn't want to go because she thinks she's a failure, so she ends up meeting this guy, and they pretend to be together. And also, Misadventures with My Ex by Shayla Black, where exes get back together. Another series that I have is Hex Hall and Demon Glass by Rachel Hawkins. I started reading Hex Hall, and like, for some reason I thought that this was more of a new adult, but it's actually a YA, and that's just not what I was in the mood for. But, like, tell me that girl looks like she's 16. She doesn't, okay? It looks like a new adult series, but it's not. It's a YA, and that's just not what I was in the mood for. I have Gabriel's Inferno by Sylvain Renard. I tried reading this one, and I got probably a little less than halfway through, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't like the writing style, and both of the characters were kind of for me. So I'm going to pass this along to so that somebody who will really enjoy the story can find it. I also have I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. This is a YA contemporary about a teenager who decides that she's going to use K-dramas to get the boy of her dreams. Again, I DNF'd this one because the heroine was so self-centered, and yeah, I didn't like that one. I have How to Kill a Rock Star by Tiffany De Bertolo, which was one that I was really excited about. It was a Book Bonanza recommendation, so I picked it up. And I got about halfway through it, and I was kind of unsure if I wanted to continue on with it. So I got on Goodreads to try to read some reviews of people who like maybe said that it picked up towards the end. And then I saw a spoiler, so didn't want to read that happening. So I DNF'd that one. Two more that are in a series that I'm super bummed about because I really wanted to like them were Hero and Captain by Lauren Rowe. I started reading Hero, and it was so insta-lovey, and it wasn't for me. It felt really forced, and then I never actually got to Captain. One pretty recently that I started was The Perfect Date by Evelyn Lozada with Holly Lawrence. This was one that I picked up from Book Outlet, and I thought it was going to be a super cute, like, fake dating sports romance, and it was just a lot of drama. And then again, I got on Goodreads to see if maybe it got better, and almost every rating I found said that it was too much drama in it. So I also have Run Away With Me by Mila Gray. This is book 3 but like this one's not related to books 1 and 2 in any way. And I just didn't like this one. So I'm keeping books 1 and 2, but I'm getting rid of that one. This one was, they were best friends growing up, and then they kind of started to have a relationship, but then I think he ran off. Or somebody ran off, and then now they're like come back together. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy that one all that much, especially compared to books 1 and 2 that were military romances and amazing. I also have One of Us is Lying and Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. I will also have the second one to One of Us is Lying, but my sister is currently reading it, so after that it will probably go to. These are both YA mysteries, and like I've read them once, so I don't need to read them again, but other people will enjoy them. They are well worth your time if you want to pick them up. I have All in Pieces by Suzanne Young. I don't even know where I got this one from. Suzanne Young was on the Apollyon list. I'd have to even look to see if she's still on there. But I don't know where this came from. And I don't know what it's about. So, we're gonna get rid of that one. I have Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. This one is more of a YA from Colleen Hoover. And it just wasn't my favorite, so that's the gist of this unhaul, is that these books are just not my favorites. I have Twisted by Emma Chase. This is a book 2 in a series, and I've never been able to find book 1, so I'm tired of holding on to book 2 just in case. So, I'm gonna get that off of my TBR shelf. Again, I needed to get a little serious about what I was actually going to read. And again, falling in that same category was Crash by Nicole Williams. I don't know if this is a YA or a new adult, but it's just not something that interests me anymore. I have Filthy Rich by Rain Miller. My sister actually read this one and said she didn't really enjoy it, and she and I have very similar tastes. So again, I needed to narrow it down a little bit more, and this one just didn't sound as interesting. That one didn't sound as interesting to me anymore. In my try chapter video for the 5 lowest rated books on my TBR, I had Small Admissions by Amy Popel. I'm going to get rid of this one. I didn't like the writing style in the first chapter. Random book I found on my bookshelf. The Complete Walt Disney World 2015 Guide. It's not 2015 anymore, in case you were wondering. And, like, this is the size of the 2015 one. Compared to the size of the 2019 one. So, like, come on now. Yeah, so, actually I could probably get rid of the 2019 one too, honestly. I'm gonna take out all my tabbies. So next I have a whole series. I actually have a lot by this author. But I don't have the series set here in order, but I'm getting rid of the Pucked series by Helena Hunting. I really wanted to like this one because I really like her Shacking Up series and her standalones, but this one was just bad. I think the writing was really juvenile, and yeah, so I have Pucked. These are not in order. Forever Pucked. Get Inked, which was a like crossover from her Pucked series to her Clipped Wing series. Pucked Love. Pucks and Penalties. Pucked Off. Area 51. Pucked Under. Pucked Over. And Pucked Up. I pre-ordered this when it came out, and then I realized that it was a spinoff of that series, and I kind of just think I'm done with her hockey romances, so I have A Lie for a Lie as well. I also have her Clipped Wings series, so Clipped Wings and Inked Armor. I liked this story, I just wish that it would have been, like, one standalone book rather than a duet, but yeah. That one was good. It was dragged on a little bit long for me, and, like, I'm not going to reread it ever. I have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I tried reading this one. I don't even remember how far I got into it, but I'm not a historical fiction person. We learned that. I also have The Wedding Date and The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. These these were good when I read them, but it's just not something I think I would ever read again. So those are all of the books that I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm sorry if you like any of these books. I know a lot of people that I watch on BookTube have raved about some of these that I just didn't care for. But yeah, they weren't for me, and that's okay. They're for you, they're for you. They're not for me. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.